is Saeed Amidi, and I am the CEO and the founder of Plug and Play. I would very much like to share with you my entrepreneurial journey, how I started, and more importantly, what we do today at Plug and Play. I was about 19 years old, living in California by Stanford University when we had the Iranian Revolution. And everybody asked, are you born an entrepreneur, or do you become one, or can you teach entrepreneurship to other people? In my case, I had to become an entrepreneur to sustain my lifestyle and living. When the Iranian Revolution happened, our family lost all our assets. So my father, who came from Iran to be with us, mentioned to me, you're welcome to stay in the house. I will pay your tuition at the university, but for pocket money, you need to survive on your own. And quite frankly, that summer of 1979, I started my first company, which is a packaging and bottled water business, which I still run till today. And it's about 3,000 people, about 600 million in revenue. And I call that my day job, which is my business I started when I was 19. And because I was on University Avenue in Palo Alto, we came across a lot of interesting technology startups. When I made a little money, we purchased the building, which is called now the Lucky Building. And the first tenant was Peter Thiel of PayPal. And my brother asked for the financial statement, because when you rent real estate, you usually ask for a financial statement to see if the company or the individual can pay the rent. And Peter said he doesn't have financial because the company is so new, but he has a lot of money. So during the negotiation, my brother Rahim agreed with him to pay about 2 years rent in advance, which at that time was $200,000. And then we agreed with him to put 100,000 of it in PayPal. And like anything in life, that was our first technology investment. And then we did other businesses like bottled water, packaging, real estate, but we would invest in 4 or 5 startups per year as an angel. Another really exciting investment was Dropbox, when we met Drew and Arash at Y Combinator and had a follow-on meeting. And because of our lack of knowledge of technology, we used to show startups to our friends that were either VCs, in this case it was Sequoia, and we were able to co-invest with Sequoia in Dropbox. But why we showed the startups to other VCs, other angels, is because we wanted to learn from them how they diligence, as well as how we felt it was much better to co-invest with someone more knowledgeable than us. All in all, over 7-8 years, we made around 65 investment, but we were very lucky to have PayPal, Dropbox, Lending Club, and a few others. So I kind of thought, if on University Avenue in this small building, we come across so many great startups, what about if I have a big building? And in 2006, I purchased the headquarters of Philips Electronics, which is about 180,000 square feet. And my first entrepreneurial goal was to become cash flow positive. So I filled it up with about over 400 startups. And I said, I'm going to have more chance to meet great entrepreneurs and possibly invest in them and have another, hopefully, like Dropbox or PayPal. And quite in fact, I fell in love with doing this to the extent that I didn't visit my main office for the bottled water business or packaging business for 8 months. And I realized that my passion is meeting these entrepreneurs and working with them to define their product market need. And then if they need additional money, introducing them to other angel friends of mine and other VCs. And when we had done this many times every day, I remember that Citibank arrived to the building with us, and they said, Saeed, this mobile banking is moving so fast, and we would love to give some startups our data. They had a sandbox with, I believe, 50,000 clients, anonymous data. And they said, can you attract 30 startups that can develop different apps on mobile for banking? And we would love to collaborate with them. And after this 3 months, maybe license the technology for the bank. And I remember that was my first experience with corporations using startups to innovate and digitally transform parts of the bank. And that didn't stop there. I remember Volkswagen came to us and they were looking for certain technologies, and we scouted, finding also 10 startups that we introduced to Volkswagen. So this all happened in early 2000, between 2006 to 2010. But now Plug and Play is a little bit extended our activity. We work in 20 different verticals: brand and retail and advertising and media, fintech, insurtech, enterprise AI. We have a largest platform in the world for mobility and IoT with Mercedes, Porsche, Volkswagen, Nissan, Toyota, Chrysler, not Stellantis, I can never get used to that name, but Ford, GM, Volvo, Jaguar, Land Rover, Bentley. So together with this OEM, we look how they would like to solve their challenges of connected car, electric car, and autonomous. And our product is the startups we bring to this platform. We run the mobility IoT platform here in Silicon Valley in our headquarters, but we also run it in Detroit. We run it in Tokyo. We run it in Stuttgart. Volvo asked us to open an office in Gothenburg, Sweden, and Jaguar Land Rover asked us to open an office in Midland near their headquarters in UK. What is exciting about connecting startups with these large corporations is because you could have the best technology in the world, but if you don't have the scale that these companies do, your technology may just stay at a university or at a lab. But when you have a clear path to production and scaling, corporations will win, the startups will benefit, as well as Plug and Play and the investors will benefit as well. So we try to build a bridge between each university and Silicon Valley for funding as well as for doing pilots and then for scaling the business. For example, Roche Diagnostic, which I believe is the largest diagnostic equipment manufacturer as well as testing units, they came to us about 6 years ago and they say the diagnostic industry is moving from labs and hospitals to home. So we've been running a joint accelerator with them for 5 years in Munich, where they define the interest areas. And we find the best startups from US, Canada, Asia, as well as Europe, Israel, and we bring them to their headquarters near Munich, and they would do co-development. We co-invest in the startups. But the most important thing they provide to the startup is the relationship they have with the hospitals. So they could do immediately pilots, and if the pilot is successful, they can scale the technology of the startups. I mentioned we do this in healthcare, and the latest vertical we have launched is semiconductor. It is really funny, we almost have come full circle. The building I am in was the headquarters of Philips Electronic, but most importantly for their semiconductor. And across the street from me was their fab. Part of the reason Silicon Valley name is because of the semiconductor and the chip industry. And now US and Europe and Japan, they all would love to have more production, more development in the country rather than importing most of the product from Taiwan and Korea and Asia. So we are very proud at Plug and Play that in this 22 verticals, we accelerate 2,500 startups a year. And because everything for the startup is free, the only criteria is that one of our corporate partners and co-investors, VCs, has to select the startup so they join one of our batches. And during the 3 months that they are with us, we usually introduce them to 20 clients, customers, and 20 investors, and we make our decision to co-invest or not to invest. Some of our startups, especially B2B businesses, they tell me, Saeed, from the introduction that the team at Plug and Play has done, we received our first 5 clients. And the most important thing for B2B businesses is to build something that a bank or an insurance company needs and is willing to pay $500,000 a year for as a SaaS model. So I am very pleased to be here to kind of introduce to you and to your audience the Plug and Play. And nowadays we have 55 offices around the world that in each office we may run one vertical or many. For example, in Tokyo, we run 8 verticals: fintech, insurtech, supply chain, food and packaging, etc. And we are very excited to announce that we will be opening 10 offices in US. We already had a Detroit, Chicago, Bentonville, Northwest Arkansas with Walmart for a supply chain innovation platform. But nowadays I have traveled to Texas, Florida, Arizona, Indiana, and we are thinking about opening minimum 10 offices within the next 6 months, each one specialized in a specific industry with collaboration with the economic development of that state, as well as the corporations that have their headquarter there. For example, near Austin, we are doing a smart manufacturing vertical at Cedar Park with the Dale Computer has been a partner of ours for a long time. We are inviting other companies like Tesla and Oracle. Again, it's a real pleasure to be with you. If you are a corporate that would like to collaborate with us and see how we, for example, with Mercedes have done 170 pilots, and 70 out of the 170 technologies is being implemented in the car. Please let us know. And especially if you're a startup or an entrepreneur starting your journey, we would love to meet you to see if we can be of help to you. I really hope you will have a great event, and I look forward to joining you in person next time and enjoy this entrepreneurial event all together. Thank you so much.